Warning, this podcast is not intended for anyone under the age of 18, adult material included. If you are easily triggered or sensitive, please stop listening now.
Oh, shit.
Yes!
All right, I'm recording right now. Ready? 3, 2,
People
1,
of the
go.
world!
3, 2, 1, recording on mine too.
It's recording.
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Barack
Test,
Obama.
June
I
2nd,
saw your
Donald
mama.
Trump.
9:46 p.m. Arizona time.
Hillary
Test
Clinton.
1, test 2.
That fucking
Build
big
that
safety
wall.
shit.
Everybody's jaws
Whoa.
good.
Whoa.
Secret room, eh? Too far. Too far. Someone
did.
delete those messages.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us for another episode of Digital Core's Unnamed Podcast. Our hosts this week are myself, Moman Yandu Lux Militant, and we got 10 pounds of bacon.
What up, my man?
We got Almighty.
Star Citizen's the best game ever.
There he is. We got Flip.
Hey guys.
Jaeger.
Everybody fucking hates Star Citizen.
And Killicron.
What's going on, everybody?
Thanks for joining us for another episode. We got a bunch of stuff we're talking about this week. We got some what do we got? We got some Phoenix Fan Fusion, formerly known as Comic-Con. Talk a little bit about that because we all went to that together. It was good times. We got some E3 we're going to talk about. We got some random weird news. And I don't know, maybe some other random conversation, but that's what we got going on this week. So thanks for joining us. And I guess let's get straight into it. How was everybody's week?
Awesome, dude. Awesome week.
Bob Ross on the left.
Bob
Rose?
Oh no, you got to do it right. Bob Ross on the left.
That sounds right.
No,
Sounds
That
about
is
right.
I thought it was.
That is a Phoenix
Is
Fan
that Bob
Fusion
Ross?
reference. We will get to that 100%. What'd you guys do this week? What'd you play this week?
Well, let me go ahead and start with that. I actually did some Gears with my boy Killer Crown.
Oh, you guys did
So-
Gears this week?
Got down with
Yup,
some of
yup.
that. Yep. Did some Atlas for a little bit, playing with Jaeger for like 5 minutes, and then I bounced on him. You're welcome.
Whoa. Whoa, I'm sorry, what?
I'm almost half done building a boat by myself.
And
By
we
yourself?
back up?
I don't know. I just wanted to step in and say I feel like I got a lot of stone and
Are you
wood.
sure you're not building that
Dude,
boat in
you're-
Overwatch?
Dude, he was picking up freaking fiber and punching trees to get me everything.
but
was
I
getting,
was
like,
getting
2 at a
materials. I got you 87 thatch. And
7 thatch. I will say that the highlight of my gaming week was a little game by the name of Twitch Sing. I'm sure we'll talk about that more.
Dude, talk about it.
Let's go.
Dude, Twitch Sing. Here, I don't know how we came across this thing, but anyways, like half of us, if not all of us, no, not all of us, probably half of us downloaded that game, and we were just going ham with this karaoke online, either solos or duets with some of the crew, some of the people here in the crew, and it was a good time, dude. It's been a while since I've laughed that hard, dude. It was a really good time.
So it all started when Bacon posted the link. And so I clicked on it. I'm like, I'm just going to download it. It took like 2 seconds to download. I was going through all the music. I was freaking jamming out the whole time.
Yep.
And then I think Moman got on. And I'm like, dude, you got to download this game. We got to play it.
Yeah,
that's
I
what-
was immediately like the first time you do it, it is really fun, man. It's a good time.
Even though we have Voices
Oh.
of Angels.
It's
You know what,
terrible.
The closest thing that I can, it's almost like the next version of, do you guys remember Rock Band and maybe not Guitar Hero so much, but kind of more Rock Band, I guess, but mainly vocals. And it literally is like the next iteration of that similar type of style or game, I guess you could say. And yeah, it's primarily through Twitch, and it's a really good time, dude. It was fun. I'm sure we'll probably post some videos of what we all did, and we did duets with each other and whatnot, and random people, and it was fun. It was a really good time.
The best part is that you can record yourself
Yes.
video as you're singing it. And so like after the guys jumped into it, I was just kind of in the room, and then I started hearing Moman sing, and it was funny because we all started singing along with him, but we were singing along with the delayed Twitch, so we had to like mute him in the Discord, and then we were singing along with him in the Twitch stream, and I was just rolling, man, tears coming out of my eyes, and it sucks because it recorded it, but it only recorded Moman singing. It didn't record the Discord, and I was like, oh no. So, but we'll try to figure something out.
I think the recording is the funniest part when you can go back and really see how much of a fool you made out of yourself. But
dude,
and really how creative a voice you have.
I played ours for my family the next day, and they were all laughing their asses off.
They were all impressed.
Yes,
absolutely. Yes.
And
Dude,
everybody,
I showed my
guy.
coworkers, dude.
What? You crazy?
Hell yeah, dude. I'm not ashamed. I don't
Did
care.
everyone see the 80s
I'm
guy
famous,
with
guys.
I'm
the
famous.
fro and the smoke, the vape smoke, the one that I posted?
Like, I'm on TV.
I had 6 people watching me on Twitch. Exactly
Ooh.
the same number of friends I had playing the game.
That's the real indicator right there. You made it in life.
It went down to 5 though, and there were 6 of us still on.
Oh, that's
Oh.
You peaked.
I was watching that Friday while I was drinking, playing Game of Thrones, Monopoly.
All right, go on, Flip. Got my
Oh, that was
interest?
about it. That was about
Oh,
it.
okay.
It was
Alright.
a slow game.
So which one is Park Place?
Shit, I don't know.
Who ended up winning?
Thor's hammer? I don't know.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Well, I thought it was
No,
Game of
nobody.
Thrones.
As
You
in,
just passed out.
no, everybody hates Monopoly, so we just quit.
Dude, everybody ends up being pissed off at it. Everybody wins Monopoly, dude.
We just
gotta
anytime you
follow
pass
the
go, you had to do a
I
shot.
think we gotta get down on Monopoly one night.
No, it's
Oh,
just like regular sports games. When you play it and you know someone's gonna win, you just say fuck it and just stop playing.
Pretty much.
It's called
Alright.
a draw.
Well, I think that was all our highlight of what we played this week for sure, man. I had a ton of fun with that. But let's move on to Phoenix Comic-Con. Well, I shouldn't call it that. I should call it Phoenix Fan Fusion. That's the official name now. But Comic-Con just sounds so much better. But
Thank you, San Diego. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So we had a great time there. We probably have some good stories.
Was it San Diego
like-
that did that?
Yeah.
So San Diego claimed rights over the name Comic-Con and started
Ah.
suing all the other state Comic-Cons.
Oh, so
And
all
they
the
all
other
had to
Comic-Cons.
change their names. I think Utah had like a big battle against them. I can't
Wow.
remember what the outcome was on their case, but I think the one here in Arizona, they just changed the name. So
Okay, I got it.
That's kind of dumb, but I
yeah,
guess.
stupid.
Oh, well.
Still good,
Anyways,
though, man.
back to Phoenix Fan Fusion. That was an awesome time, dude. First time there. I don't know. What were you guys' thoughts?
Too many people.
Okay.
Not when we first got there. When we first got there, I think we got it there at the right time.
So should we set the story? Let's start from the beginning. I think so. Almighty,
There
just
you go.
take us away.
Almighty wanted to get there at 5 o'clock in the morning.
So,
Wait in
no.
line with tents.
No, the story
Everyone
begins.
be at my house at 3:30.
Yeah. No. The story begins back when I said I'm going to go to Comic-Con, and Killicron said, "Hey, we should all go to Comic-Con."
I think
And everyone was like, "Yeah, dude, we should all go." And then we all bought tickets, and then Killicron didn't end up going.
Oh,
Yeah, I had some family business to attend.
okay. Okay.
All lies.
I think
all
that's an
lies.
important point. We should make Killicron feel as guilty as possible. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm down.
you were there in
ahead.
spirit, brother. You were there in spirit.
Not
we're gonna,
really.
We're gonna have photo.
Hashtag Rip Killa.
Yeah. Hashtag Rip Killa.
Hashtag RIP Killicron.
Oh yeah, that's been trending on the group chat all week.
Hashtag we may or may not Photoshop
Stop.
you into the photos.
I actually
I
used
think
that
there's
photo.
one floating around.
I used that photo. I put it up on the Facebook page. So
Well done. All right.
he's in
So what do you
there.
guys? I was curious. Like, what were your highlights? What's maybe the best thing you saw there, and what was like a low? That was my question I had. For
Best
you guys.
thing
Like,
is everybody giving away your credit card information and social security numbers to
That
everybody,
was
so you can
funny.
get a free little tiny bag.
swag is not swag anymore. It comes at a
No.
price.
A fake email address. Yeah, that's about it.
That's that's a good point.
If you don't have a dummy email address, then I don't know what you're doing. Everybody has a sign
So,
up email address.
I'll start with the what I didn't care for too much, and then build into the good stuff. But that's actually what I didn't care for too much. I didn't think it was going to be anything you wanted to pick up from any of the little tables or venues or whatever that case might be. There was always, and I kind of get it, I guess, but I wish they were not, I don't want to say they were pushy, but you had to give something in return in order for you to get something back. Usually there was very few and very far and in between that didn't ask for something from you, whether it was the email or the signing up or this or that. But I didn't care too much for that, to be honest.
And speaking from experience, it has kind of changed over the years because I've gone, this is like my 4th time going. And back when I first came in, there wasn't quite so much of that. And there actually was, I mean, it was still pretty big, but it wasn't as big. It's just been growing and growing every year. So it just gets more and more of that, It's kind of like it's becoming, what's the word? All the companies start coming in once they realize something's popular,
And I mean, it's a business, right? I mean, a lot of merchants, vendors, whatever the case might be, I mean, they have to make their money somehow, but I would have hoped that it was a little bit less than that. Any other negatives for you guys?
Yeah, for me, the $20 parking.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah, that sucked.
not necessarily the walking around in the area, but when we left
Or
the arena to
outside
go
the
get food,
area?
walking around the whole freaking arena.
We were very blessed this year for decent temperatures. I tell you what,
Yeah,
the last
that was
few
good.
years that I went, it was like 115, 120. So it was not bad.
Yeah.
How about you, Jaeger?
It was still bad though, man. It's fucking hot. Except the cosplay, man. That cosplay is fucking awesome.
Cosplay's
Yeah.
good.
Especially that girl that was one from Baywatch.
What?
I
You
did
guys
not
saw
see that.
her. Yeah, you
No.
saw her. I know you did.
I didn't
You're
see
talking about that
Dude, I
dude?
did not see Baywatch.
The
Dude.
guy dressed up as Pamela Anderson?
Did
about
he have a
you?
onesie on? I did see that one.
Oh,
Shoot.
Oh,
I will say one of the things I liked. I think it was who was with me when we talked to that guy that was making comics for the visually impaired.
Oh, that wasn't me, but that's
I
kind
didn't
of cool.
see
me.
that.
I don't remember who was with me, but yeah, he went on this long spiel. He didn't ask for anything. He was just showing us his stuff. I thought that was pretty cool that they're
Wow.
doing that.
So the best one was what was that one guy? That old guy that looked dead?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder
Woman, man.
Woman.
Yeah.
That
We
was
got a
pretty
few
neat.
pictures with that dude.
Best
Yeah.
cosplay ever.
So we have an old man with cornrows, right? And he's probably like in his 50s.
No, they were dreads.
It was
Dreads,
straight up
right?
real,
Yeah.
real dread.
But they were like white dreads. I
Right.
don't know.
So he has the dreads going on, straight up Wonder Woman, with was he even wearing? No, he wasn't wearing any pants. It was just a skirt,
Yeah, he was wearing a
And-
full Wonder Woman outfit.
right? And the dude, with all the respect to him, this guy looked like he was dying in the next week or so. He looked rough, man.
He definitely put makeup on, so he made himself look really pale,
Yeah,
and then he put black around his eyes, so he just looked like death walking, pretty much.
Yeah, he
Cigarette
looked rough,
hanging
man.
out of his mouth.
So
yeah.
Wonder Woman, white dude, dreadlocks, looks like death, has a cigarette in his mouth.
favorite cosplay of the weekend for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
definitely.
good.
Yeah, I
like
gotta
those
say,
original ideas.
It was cool, man. I agree with you guys. I think that I have the same feeling. You pay $50 or whatever it is to get in, and sometimes you feel like it's kind of like you're paying to get into a swap meet where they're trying to sell you stuff. And
right.
it's like, man, I just paid $50 to get in here so that I can have access to this stuff that I can buy maybe on Amazon, maybe not. There's definitely some original stuff there, but that'd be the low. And then for me, the high, I think Flip, I think you hit the nail on the head, man. I talked to several up and coming comic artists, or even I could talk to a couple that were making games like board type games or fantasy type games, and that was really cool, man. I love talking to up and coming people who are creating new stuff and they're trying to get their comic book or whatever they have going on out there. That was really cool for me. So.
Mhm.
One other thing too is that again, this one, just quick disclosure, this was the first Comic-Con, I guess, that I've been part of. But just the atmosphere, how friendly people are, you know, picture here, picture there. You ask someone if you can get a picture with them, and dude, everybody's having a good time. You know, little kids, grown-ups, everyone in between. That was another thing that I really enjoyed about that.
That's a great
everybody
point,
having
man.
fun, man. Everybody was having fun. Everybody was cool with each other. I don't recall hearing or seeing anyone having issues or beef with anyone. It was just a really good time.
And that leads me
we got
to
Manny.
Oh yeah, I mean that leads me to Manny. But first,
Rest
I
in
think-
peace, Manny. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Manny.
R.I.P.
This episode.
R.I.P. Manny.
But first, I think like that point brings me to Bob Ross. I think we got to touch on Bob Ross. I think that's
Bob Ross?
important. Our boy Bacon dressed up as Bob Ross, and
boy.
he was a damn hit.
Yeah,
Dude,
I didn't think it was gonna be as big as
Same
it was, dude.
Same here. I'm completely honest, dude. Cross my heart. First, you know what? One more down. My boys here left me hanging. I thought there was going to be at least half of us dressing up, and no one dressed up. But anyways, back to Bob Ross, dude. I had
No
no
one told
clue.
me to.
Jaeger,
I
really?
felt
No, we've
that I
been over
wasn't
this.
going to.
Comic-Con, Jaeger, really?
No. Jaeger dressed up as me. I dressed up as
Oh.
Jaeger.
Okay, well,
There
be-
we go. That was
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
So, but dude, I had no clue. Little kids, and then you guys don't make it any better when you know Bob Ross, Bob Ross.
yeah. So let me tell the story. So we were walking around the space, right? And you know, there's people here, and every time we walk by someone in the morning, they would go. We would go by them. They would be whispering, "Hey, is that Bob Ross? Is that Bob Ross?" And then we just started yelling it out. Hey, is that Bob Ross? Is that Bob Ross? And then people actually like started going up to Bacon and like asking him for pictures and stuff. So it was
We
pretty-
also
like
used it to split the
15
crowd.
$15 outfit,
People
Yep.
getting out of the
Like-
way.
$7.99, and I think I got the little what do you call that little wood thingy for the color palette thingy?
yeah.
Mhm.
That had to be like $4 dude, at the most. And the
You already
brushes
had the
were-
wig.
Yeah, well, you know.
I mean,
I figured.
I mean, role play. Come on.
right?
You know.
So, but anyways,
People
it was a
loved
good
it,
time.
man. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was. I'm happy for Mr. Ross, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the lady at the escalator line, the bracelets lady, we helped her out.
Bracelets,
Yeah.
bracelets,
bracelets.
Yeah,
bracelets.
Anytime you walk through this section, they would ask for bracelets.
She looked flustered.
Oh no,
She did look
wristbands.
flustered, dude.
Wristbands.
Wristbands. That's it. Wristband. So
All right, guys.
it was a good time,
That
though,
was a
dude.
good time.
So,
So
and just to add to that, I mean, I know a lot of this was your guys' first time experience, and you know the buying and stuff is a big part of Comic-Con, but there's a whole other section like we didn't even get to touch on, which is like all the separate rooms that they have with different companies and different panels, and so there's a whole bunch more to it. That like that kind of stuff you don't have to pay anything extra for.
that's a good point. There was a bunch of games we played for free. Bacon and I tried VR,
Yeah.
PlayStation VR. There was a bunch of stuff that you could do that was there that was free. You're right.
we'll talk about that VR experience in a little bit.
Yeah, it led me to buying one, so we definitely got to talk
Oh.
about that. So,
I'm Street Fighter champ, 2019 pro champ of the group. I'm just putting that out there. Okay.
Yeah, I beat Moment at Street
Noted.
Fighter.
You did one time, but I mean, how about the rest of the times?
There was only one other game. That was it.
Oh, okay.
You cheated on Mortal Kombat. My controller didn't work.
I did the
gave up.
old school Sega Genesis trick in the book, man. You just do those punches to the face. You can't get out of it. You're done.
Oh, I
Sorry.
thought you meant unplug it and plug in a real
Oh, yeah,
system.
wasn't it like Liu Kang's kick that was just like you can spam it just over and over again?
You
Yeah.
you spam
Yeah.
those high punches, man, when you're close to somebody and it takes half their health. They can't get out. It's a
That's
dumb.
funny.
Oh, you were the sumo wrestler, huh?
Yep.
That was
on
me.
That was on Street Fighter. Yeah, that was.
Oh,
your-
Street Fighter. Yeah. What's that
So
dude's
that's
name?
what we did last weekend. Good times. Just thought we would give you some highlights of that, and we're gonna move on to weird news right before we get to E3. We're gonna talk about E3, but we thought we'd throw a weird news story in the mix, and the one we chose that popped up. It's a couple weeks old. It's not brand new, but it's and a lot of people have probably heard of it. If you hadn't, it's pretty funny. It's hashtag Florida man Dylan Webb.
Oh, fucking
And
Florida.
he was arrested for having a sticker on the back of his trucks that says "I eat ass," And I just wanted to get some thoughts from the guys about maybe not so much the political side of getting arrested and stuff like that, but just did you guys read the story? Did you click the
Yeah.
link I sent?
I did.
Yeah.
I
saw it.
did too.
All right.
Very interesting.
I always click on all the links you guys send.
Not
Oh,
all
you
of
do.
them.
Oh yes, you do.
No, I click on them.
One man, one jar. Oh, no, no.
What?
What? No.
No.
Anyways, back to Mr. Webb.
Bacon, what are your thoughts, Matt? First of all, I just want to ask, like, before we get into the arresting part.
I think it's dumb that he freaking got arrested for that.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
maybe. I
not
don't
into
know.
not to get into the politics, but then you get into the whole freedom of speech type of
Uh-huh.
thing. But I really so a couple of things. He shared with public or the cops or whoever that one is just words, which in a way is true.
Mhm.
But I can also see how some can take it offensive. And then I love the quote at the end. Let me read to you what he said at the end. What's vulgar to me might not be vulgar to somebody else.
Mhm.
So I thought that was kind of interesting too.
Also, how do you just feel in general about eating ass?
Well, I mean, you do what you got to do. So, can we say rim jobs on the podcast? Or
I mean,
is that
there's a disclaimer at the beginning. So
Oh, fair enough.
You already said it, so
Dude, whatever tickles you fancy, man. You know, I might pass on it for now, but
you're gonna
No.
pass.
I can always reconsider.
I want to ask Flip next.
Oh boy.
dude, have you guys seen those
Uh.
chocolates that are made from like people's buttholes?
Yes, I have.
Oh yeah.
Go on.
That's about the only ass I'm
Which-
willing to eat.
I have
No,
not.
which ones?
So you go in. And I've seen the video of this. You go in and they'll like plaster your asshole,
My almighty, my boy.
and then they'll make chocolates out of it, and you're supposed to like send it to like people that you don't like.
hmm
Okay.
But I mean, that would be a treat if somebody sent you that in the mail. You
Well,
get
we
free
did have a
chocolate.
treat one time.
So if you get chocolates, and they look a little weird. Could be.
Kilocron.
Oh, the treat. Yeah, Kilocron. Curious to hear.
What are your thoughts, man? I mean, this guy, he says he's got "I eat ass" on the back of his truck. I mean, how much ass is he actually eating from having this sticker?
I
Who
think
knows,
that's an
man?
advertisement. He's just trying to get,
Is he
more
pulling
Right.
around
numbers.
ass?
Hey, he
eating
might
from
like
having
it.
the sticker. I think is it just a goof? I think it's just a goof, but
I
Who
think he
knows?
might like it, you know.
I think
Some people
so.
might like that. I mean, yeah.
I think
Eh.
him getting arrested or whatever, like that statute that they try to get him on, is subjective to the officer pulling him over, because it's not really a distribution of obscene material. Because who's determining what's obscene?
Yeah, I'm
Right.
pretty sure they would get it thrown out in court.
Yeah, it was more or less him just getting pulled over to get pulled over.
You got pulled over by a Karen.
Well, not to keep mentioning quotes, but this is also I kind of find, with all respect to our policemen and ladies out there, but he also says, shouldn't police officers spend their time serving and protecting communities and not pulling Floridians over for speech that is already protected by the First Amendment? And then he continues on saying, using the excuse that a child would see and ask questions about this particular bumper sticker is absurd. So, again, do they got better things to do than pull people for a weird sticker or dumb sticker? You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, this guy might get a giant check from this. You know,
Yeah,
that's one
good
of the
point.
weird parts about this.
I
Yeah,
hope
and I
not.
agree. It's
Damn,
it's
he's
almost
gonna get
like
a giant check. I'm gonna go get a sticker like that.
He's got PTSD from being pulled over by the cop. That's what happens today. People can't handle
up
it.
next, guys, Jägers eat. No, we're not.
All right, moving on.
all right. So is that enough coverage of this? Any,
Oh, yeah,
any last
definitely.
thoughts?
Yeah, I
All
think
I
right.
think we've had enough ass for
Weird
Okay.
news
Yeah.
covered.
Today.
Good job.
I feel
guys.
like that weird news segment, if we continue it or get people to send stuff in, is probably going to
Yes.
be a lot of stuff from Florida.
it gets too. Yeah.
90% of it will be from Florida.
I just
Sorry,
want to give
Floridas.
I want to give a shout out to Chosney. He's a YouTuber, and he went down and visited the dude, and
Oh, geez.
interviewed him, and it was pretty good, man. He's not like a huge YouTuber or anything. He's got 375 followers, but I found his video, and at the end of it, he presents him with a cake that is ass, and they eat it together. It's a great video. So
Commitment.
Wow.
Well
I didn't
done.
know
check that shit
That's
out if
funny.
you want to.
Well
shout out to
done.
Chosney. All
How
right,
many, how many
beyond.
viewers? How many viewers?
375. He's on his way.
Ooh,
So
he's coming up on your 6 viewers on Twitch, bro.
he's got
Better watch out.
371 more than us. So
And they're not all his friends.
all right, moving on.
Right now.
Next, we're gonna talk some Xbox E3, and I don't know. I got 3 highlights on this one, so I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on 3
Sure.
things: Halo Infinite, the
Nope.
14 exclusives that they mentioned, and
Nope.
just the fact that they're trying to go super big. Apparently, that's their statement that they've come out with. So, let's start out. Almighty, what do you think?
Oh, I could talk all day about this, man. But Sony backing out of E3 is like the big news. You know, E3's been a big deal for a long time. It's where, you know, most people know that's where all the companies kind of show off, you know, what their future plans are. It's kind of like their roadmap to the public. And this year is going to be the first time Sony's not going to be a part of it. I thought
Sony
Nintendo
or
was
EA.
no EA. I saw something about EA on
Nah,
the
EA's
schedule.
EA's backing out, I think too.
Oh, are they now?
Yeah.
I thought they were back in.
I thought they were back in too because I saw a recent.
Were they?
schedule. I don't know. We'll have to look that up later. But I thought Nintendo had backed out, but I also saw a little bit on the schedule for them as well. So it might be that they are not part of the like overall E3 event in, you know, LA, but maybe they have like an off-site type thing. So that's what I'm guessing. But it's definitely not going to have as big of a presence as they've had in the past. But I think Microsoft is going to take off and run with it. I think this is going to be their year as far as they've bought, you know, the 14 studios. They've been hit really hard as far as not having exclusive content. I mean, I can name several PlayStation games that I want to play right now because I don't have a PlayStation. But there's a lot of games that I want to play on PlayStation. And Xbox, not really so much. So I'm really hoping that they're going to kind of step up to the plate and really just, you know, blow people's minds. You know, they got the full stage. I mean, they're the big ticket item this year.
Well, they're the big ticket item because PlayStation's not there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I just hopefully think those exclusive games that they're gonna have are actually good and not little shitty games that you play for like 10 minutes and be done with.
What's
Like
the last
Cuphead?
Xbox exclusive game that you guys remember them coming out with besides Gears?
They had Cuphead last year, which
I
was a
don't
big
think that's
hit.
an exclusive, is it?
I don't think it's
I
exclusive
think
either.
exclusives. So we mentioned Gears. You have Halo, Ori and the Blind Forest, or I think it's Ori and the Will. That's I don't know if you guys. Moment, I think you played that one, right?
I actually really liked that game a lot. Yeah.
So
And it's like
Ori's
their
another
typical
one.
Forza too, right? They had Forza last year or something like that.
Yeah, there's rumors
had
about Fable possibly coming back, and Xbox needs an RPG, dude. Talking about single player games and exclusives, I don't believe Xbox has any. RPG
Wait, Red Dead.
It was
no, but exclusives, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
so you got Fable. What
Well,
else?
Cuphead
There's-
seems like Cuphead was exclusive for Xbox.
Yeah,
from last
Cuphead is
year.
another exclusive. There's
Exclu-
also rumors about Splinter Cell. I don't know if you guys remember that game.
Oh
I
hell
love
yeah.
that game.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
Ubisoft.
That was
Yeah,
like
so-
the first like sneak around, you know, hide in the
Right.
shadows and do like some stealthy strategic gameplay. Like
Right.
that was actually really good.
And Kilcran, good
whoever
point.
played the
That's not exclusive, but I mean, I think there's rumors that it might show on Xbox because
Yeah.
Splinter Cell has
Oh.
always been big on Xbox. Yeah.
I was gonna bring up Siphon Filter, but that's PlayStation, so never mind.
And the only other rumor that
That
I've
was
heard
good
is
gameplay.
that now that Xbox has had Rare for a little bit now, outside of Sea of Thieves that Rare has been working on like crazy, there's rumors that Battletoads might get a remake. I don't know if you guys remember Battletoads from
yeah.
back in the Nintendo days. So, and Rare apparently owns Battletoads IP. So,
So I
think-
guess
I don't think
there's
I
a
ever played that.
couple big game exclusives that are coming out that we know of.
What
Mm.
what are
Right.
those? I mean, the ones you guys just mentioned, are those part of that 14 that they listed?
Yeah, I think so. Well, you
Okay.
got Gears and Halo, and then I don't. From what I heard, I know they're not gonna work on Forza this year. They're gonna keep on working on Horizon with the DLCs.
mhm.
I don't know. What do you guys?
Well, one more thing to add to that. So, Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, the gaming side of things, anyways, when he sent out that I think it was on Twitter, he put in, 14 games or whatever the case might be. Not to read in between the lines too much, but just to be, and not to be biased with Xbox, because I do like my Xbox, but I don't think he's necessarily saying 14 brand new games that you've never heard of. He's just mentioning, he's mentioning the 14 studios and the games that will be represented by those studios, but I don't believe those will be all brand new exclusives that you haven't seen anywhere else, type of thing. And then another thing too to keep in mind, I think Xbox has moved on from the I'm going to make this game that'll be just for Xbox. Usually they'll throw in a game and then you can share it on PC, but they'll publish it internally, but they'll put it on other consoles just because that's their business model. I believe you still want to have your exclusivity with games, but I do believe that their business model kind of spreads past that as well. It's not just for Xbox. You got to share the wealth with other consoles too.
I think you're right on that, Bacon. I think I don't think it's going to be like brand new games. I think they're going to bring back maybe some titles we haven't heard from in a while.
Sure. Yeah.
Because they're acquiring other studios that are known for certain games, and so I definitely expect to see at least a few titles that are new.
Mhm.
Obviously, the big ones being Cyberpunk 2077. That's going to be the huge one. Everyone's been dying for more content on that. Halo Infinite is going to be another big one, and then I heard it's maybe Gears, but then they had the announcement. So
Right.
Gears of War, bringing that back.
Oh yes.
It's the exclusivity thing is funny. It's kind of muddled these days now, and I kind of like that, because Gears of War is definitely a Microsoft exclusive, but I can play it on my computer, and that's cool, man. I like that they're doing that. I think it's going to just grow their business. Cuphead, same thing. I can play that on my PC,
Right.
and so
See, and Cuphead is a great example. That actually is on the Switch too, if I'm not mistaken.
okay.
It's not on Sony's, but
So they're leasing them out, which is something
Right.
that they didn't really do in the past. If you're not familiar with how things used to run, it was all about, Xbox has this, PlayStation has that, Nintendo has that, PC has that. Now it's starting to blend a little bit more.
Right.
I still think they have their like core exclusives, but eventually they get released out. I think as a publisher nowadays, I mean, you can't really expect your game to do all that great on just a single platform, which is why they need to release Spider-Man on Xbox and PC.
See, that's the thing. Like Sony's thing
Or
has
God of
always
War.
been like they make great hardware, of course, but their thing is their exclusives, and like
Right.
you can only play that on a PlayStation. Then,
And dude,
So,
to be fair, those exclusives are pretty dope exclusives, dude. I mean, Game of the Year
Yeah.
contenders, you know what I mean? So and again, it's not to take away from Sony and their exclusivity with their games. I mean, clearly they know what they're doing and they're killing it on sales and console sales and blah blah. But I just think it's a different business model, and I'm with Moment. I mean, if I if I buy the game and I can play it on the Xbox, but I can also play it on PC, to me that's a win. I mean, you can. But again, something to be said about those exclusives that Sony has. I mean, there's a lot of quality behind those.
no, I 100% agree, man. As you know, I'm not the biggest Xbox fan, but the fact that I was able to boot up Gears of War and play that on my PC after buying it on Xbox and not having to buy it again on PC, I definitely appreciate that about that business,
Yes.
man. That was
How many
pretty cool. And
copies?
you get what's that?
I was gonna say, how many copies of GTA 5 did we all buy?
Yeah.
Xbox 360, Xbox, and then some of us bought it on PC. That's 3 freaking copies. That's why they made so much damn
And
money.
when do we play
I
it?
also
Oh.
bought it on PlayStation 3.
Wow.
Or yeah,
I had it on 4, PlayStation 4.
Wow.
bought it on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PC.
It's a badass game, man. It really is.
Yeah.
So what do you guys? So that's kind of touching on the exclusives. What about like Halo Infinite? Does anybody know much about that? All I've seen
Nah.
is a picture of Master Chief holding a gun. Is there any more information out there about that game? I don't know.
So I think with Halo, the studio behind the Halo, it's 343, and I believe they have a lot to prove when it comes to Halo. And the reason being, when Halo 5, so a couple of things. When Halo 5 came out, I think it didn't do bad. I mean, it was fine, but
was
it
okay,
definitely
yeah.
didn't have the umph that Halo 2 and Halo 3, and I think Halo in general has kind of come down a little bit, with the exception of the more hardcore Xbox fans. So I think 343 has a lot to prove, especially after the Master Chief Collection that was just a shit show, dude. That
Yeah.
I know I was super excited. Well, I think most of us were really excited. We ended up getting the game, and when it came out on Xbox, that thing was just a flop. Things were not working, and it took years. I guess in a way, I'm glad that they didn't give up on it. But regardless, it took years for them to figure out the whole Master Chief Collection, and it was kind of sad, dude. I mean, that remake should have been an homage, if you will, for Halo, and the way that it all played out, it was very disappointing to me, anyways.
I give up on it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people
Same.
did. And that's not the reason Flip gave up on it. I made Flip rage quit on Halo. I'm sorry, Flip.
Like we made you rage quit on Overwatch.
Real quick, eye sickness
Love you,
actually
Almighty.
made me rage quit because he was just headshotting me every 5 seconds. But
He was.
Oh, now you feel my pain then.
yeah, pretty much, right? As far as Halo Infinite goes, I heard something. It's going to be open world. It's going to be procedurally generated, something like that. At least that's the rumors that I heard. I might be wrong, But they've been pretty good about not letting spoilers out. So I think people are going to be.
You think they'll throw a battle royale into it?
Of course.
My God, why?
The way that they're saying that it's going to be like a massive game, yeah, I think so, man. I mean, it would be kind of cool, right? I mean, Halo. Imagine if it was battle royale. 100 people drop in, with your BRs and your freaking snipers and your grenades and just one big giant map.
That sounds like a big old hell ball of a clusterfuck to me.
No special powers, no building walls behind you and
Up, I'm up.
That kind of stuff is not in Halo, thank God.
I need my walls.
Yeah, dude, no. Go play Fortnite.
How long do we stick with these battle royales, though? Honestly, I mean, not long.
Like 3 weeks.
They
Dude,
seem to have a
last
short
time-
shelf life.
I think
Last
we
time I
played
checked-
Apex.
Last time I checked, Fortnite is still going pretty strong.
I mean,
Because all the
that's very
kids
true.
play Fortnite and it's free.
Well,
Yeah.
Bacon and I played the story mode.
There's a story
Before-
mode.
Yeah.
I like that
The
part of the
original.
game. That was fun.
Yeah.
to me.
The PvE side of things.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot you have to buy the game. Yeah.
We played that part. That part was cool because you could build walls.
All right, so it'll be interesting to see. I feel like Jaeger too, man. I'm very curious when you come out and you say you're gonna have 14 exclusives. If you go back and look at 2018, I think they had like 10 exclusives, and 2 of them are probably memorable, that type of thing. So I'm curious to see what they do.
Yeah, from last year, the only one I know is Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Mm.
Another one too that would be really cool that I would like to see anyways would be Killer Corn. What's that game that we played through the zombie games? You remember that
Zombie.
Left
State
4
of
Dead?
Decay.
Oh,
State
State
of
of
Decay.
Decay.
Okay, yeah, that was a
State
good
of
game,
Decay.
man.
The game is good, but if they not to keep going with the whole open world thing, if they can do some sort of open world with that zombie world,
Right.
I think that'd be really cool, dude. when
Are you
you
talking
kick
about
in
that
more than 4
game that
people.
they made, and then if the first one kind of failed, and then they made a second one?
Yeah, I think the first one did okay, the first State of Decay, and then the second one they make. I mean, it was good. You could play
Mhm.
up to 4 people. I want to say.
Yeah,
Click on that, play for a little bit.
Oh, I didn't.
I
I
played
didn't play
too.
this. I didn't.
Oh
Play
yeah,
two.
Flip play with us as well. I mean, it
That
was kind of like a looting, game, but
I like that it's permadeath too.
and
So you have to
permadeath.
start
Yeah.
your new character over.
So it'd be cool to see the next iteration of that, whatever the third one will be. But
What I thought was really good when we were at Comic-Con in the PlayStation booth. What was that game that we played with the zombies, dude? That was like World War Z, like the movie. What the heck was that called?
oh, Days
Oh.
Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Days
Was
Gone.
it Days Gone? Dude,
Days
that
Gone,
was
trippy.
sick, man. It freaking the way they swarm, and you have to be quiet and they react to sound, and it was intense, man. I had fired a shot and like the whole horde started coming after me, and then I just started running. I like passed by like all the vehicles and they just kind of like swarmed over me. It was crazy.
right. Yeah, I got that game. I gotta play it.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
You should stream that when you play it. Question for everybody. I don't know if anybody's a huge Bethesda fan. Just quickly. Anybody?
Mm,
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Well, no, because they're supposed to come out with the new Elder Scrolls 6.
I love me some
Yes.
Doom.
I was going to mention that to you guys because if Elder Scrolls comes out, because I wasn't interested in trying to do Elder Scrolls, the one that's out now, because
Elder
it's
Scrolls Online.
been out for a long time and people have already like mastered it. But they have a new one coming out, and I would be on board to jump on that, because you're right at the beginning of it all.
That was all. I'm a huge Bethesda fan, so I
All
think
right,
I'm
so how
gonna-
about what do you think? You guys want to talk a little bit about the
PC?
PC portion of E3?
yeah, let's do it.
So what do you guys think? What do you know?
So the only thing that I've seen for PC, I think AMD is having an event by the name of Next Horizon Gaming, is what they're calling it. You guys, I'm not sure the exact reason for the naming there for Horizon. I don't know if that has to do with the new GPUs that they're coming up with or whatever it might be, but they will have some sort of presence during E3. And a lot of people are mentioning, or the rumor at least, is that might be a good time to actually provide or share more info regarding the GPUs now that they've not hinted, but they've already talked a lot about their CPUs. So, yeah, that's what I've seen or heard, anyways, about.
I haven't really looked too much into the PC part of it. I just know they might also be showcasing something for Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like the big draw to that. Usually the PC event at E3 has always been kind of like a sideshow. They have like a presence, but it's not really that big. So I don't know if they're going to try to step it up this year now that, Nintendo and PlayStation aren't there, or Nintendo's not really doing their big thing, but I don't know. We'll see. We could be in for a surprise. So
Almighty, that's really interesting, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, if you go back to previous years in E3, E3 seems to revolve more around consoles. The big three, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. But that is very interesting how the PC platform itself, yeah, it's. I mean, yeah, they're still there, but it's not like this huge event in general for PC gaming.
Well, let's also not forget too that Google is going to be coming into the gaming space.
Right.
So I think a lot of companies are threatened by that, given the size of Google, and so I think we're starting to see like strategic moves, to come back. Even Steam alone. I mean, I know Google is going to have their console come out, but they're also bringing out some kind of like streaming service as well. And so I think even Steam is going to start gearing up, to fight them off. We'll see. Competition, it's good though.
Competition is very good. Yeah.
Yeah, and that'll be interesting to watch. Just keep in mind, like with Google, just because it's Google doesn't mean it's a guaranteed win. Like, Google Glasses, you don't see people walking around with Google Glasses. How about Hangout or what was the Facebook they came up with? Like that shit's gone. Just because it's Google doesn't mean it's a guaranteed win.
They
you
just
know.
got money to spend.
Yeah, they do.
They
That's
do.
it.
That's the big
Deep
thing.
pockets.
The Google, what is it called? The Stata? Stata? I don't even know the name of it.
Stadia, I think it
Stadia.
is. Yeah.
Stadia, yep.
Okay.
Well, and actually,
Yeah.
I think that brings another good point too. That so Stadia, I believe it's not going to be your traditional console that you're going to be looking at, or even a standalone. I'm sure there'll be some sort of peripheral, but if not mistaken, it's really moving to this whole cloud gaming, which I know Xbox and Sony have been hinting about. I don't know about the Switch really, but I know Xbox for a fact that we more than likely will hear quite a bit of their cloud gaming version of it, which will definitely be part of the next gen, I think. There's been a lot of rumors and hints about that, and clearly Google came out and said that's what we're doing too. So, and I believe Sony is going to have part of that as well. And even those weird, that maybe could have been part of the weird news, but I'm sure you guys read or heard about the whole Xbox and Sony partnership, quotation marks, that's going on for the cloud gaming.
Right.
Yeah, I heard about that. But I heard also that that Nintendo is also gonna try to share games with the Xbox.
And I believe they're
What?
already doing some
Yeah.
of it, right?
So they said that PlayStation still, they're thinking about it, but Nintendo's pushing it more.
Nintendo never shares. Well, that's interesting.
Well, I
X-
know Xbox is already sharing with Nintendo, like Minecraft and
Yes.
Cuphead. Again, not to bring it up again. So that'll be interesting.
Oh, Business Insider. Nintendo and Xbox have an increasingly close relationship. Oh boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
tag team on Sony. Oh boy.
It's getting tough out there, man. There's so many good games, and it's like it's got to be rough, man, to
Right.
get ahead and stand out. It was not like back in the day where there wasn't that many games. Now there's a lot of you're fighting for people's time, man, with so many games. Wow.
What do you guys think about the whole cloud gaming? It sounds like that's where it's heading, but curious
It's the
what your thoughts
future.
are.
10 years. I give it 10
Eventually,
years.
eventually, yes.
It'll be
The
nice.
infrastructure is not there. Like they're still
Agree.
apparently they're building these things that are like the size of like a shipping container, which have all these servers in them, and they're going to be deployed all around the country or whatever, and that's how they're going to be doing it basically. That's what I've seen, and I got that from Linus Tech Tips because he did a video about that, and that way you're not actually like connecting to like here in Arizona we're not connecting to like someplace in like Washington DC, which is thousands of miles away.
That's,
It's more remote, and that's going to be like a power boost to connect to like the main site or something like that.
that's really interesting, Almighty. So almost like mobile data centers to minimize the ping from
Right.
when you're gaming too. Huh.
Because that's the big issue with it. I mean, if it didn't have that delay, I mean, because a lot of people play FPS shooter games and games you need to respond to quickly, and there's still that slight delay, and it's definitely noticeable when you play games through streaming like that. And so that's what they're working on.
See,
But
that
it's
would
not
be
bad though.
That would be my question to like sell me on it. How are they going to solve for those? For like your first person shooters where you have to react quick. How is that delay, if any? How is that going to play out? So, but curious to see what happens with that.
All right. Well, that's the only other thing I'd bring up on the PC thing, and I can't remember if somebody touched on it already or not, but the Epic Games part of that. I guess Epic Games is I saw the word partnering. I think they're probably sponsoring. They're probably paying for a bunch of it. So I'm curious how that's going to affect how the PC gaming portion of E3 goes,
Yeah, and Epic's been getting a lot of hate, haven't they? With the whole
Well, they got a lot of hate with the Borderlands.
okay.
And I think the last article I read that Borderlands pulled out of Epic because people were just furious that it wasn't going to be on Steam.
Wow, didn't Metro have something similar too, where it was exclusive to Epic, and then again a lot of just players were against it as well?
I'm not sure. I'll have to read up on that one.
On the one hand, I feel like it's one of those things. You know how people get, it's like I'm team iPhone, I'm team Android, I'm team
Right.
Xbox, I'm PC. People want to get in their camps of who they. I think that's a part of it, but I also think like with Steam, there's certain things like with Epic Game Store that people don't like. I don't think like you can't have reviews. It's a very limited. I think people like the freedom of Steam, communication, reviews, stuff like that you
But
can't get
Steam
on.
needs that competition because
Yeah,
they have
they do.
not had any competition for a really, really long time, and it's about high time that they start sweating a little bit.
It works out good for us, right?
Yeah, I think
Absolutely.
so. They
Yeah.
definitely need. They definitely
See,
need it.
and Omari, I think that's the exact uphill battle that Epic is, being presented with. That I mean, the ecosystem has always been Steam and no one else. So when you change it up a little bit, and now you got just people saying, "Hey, well, I've always been here on Steam. Now I have a new one." I would think competition is good, but I keep reading people not necessarily liking what's going on with Epic. I think Epic had some sort of I don't know if they call it summer sales or spring sales, kind of like what Steam does. And
Mhm.
apparently, it was a debacle. Just things were not working out. Multiple developers had to pull out because of. I heard on multiple posts in Reddit that people's accounts were getting blocked because of buying multiple games.
Oh yeah.
And that's like a slap in the face. You're starting, you want to get it done right, and for that to happen, that leaves a sour taste on people's mouths, dude. And again, I don't think they're doing too good right now, but again, it's Epic. I'm sure hopefully they can
What do you
rebound.
guys-
And I agree with the competition, dude.
What do you guys feel about that? Because I kind of find it like I do like a single ecosystem because in Steam is a place. Yes, everyone goes to Steam. Everyone has an account. You can buy pretty much the same games there, and then over the last few years we've started to see companies come out with their own platforms. EA's trying to do theirs, Epic's trying to do theirs. You got to sign up for their stuff, and that's annoying. And all their content is over there, but it's also shared over here. I mean, I don't know what you guys think about that. I personally find it kind of annoying that they're sharing content. Like if you're going to have a game, say Battlefield, keep it on Origin, because now you got people over on Steam that can't play with the people over here on Origin, and it doesn't connect in that way.
That's a tough one, dude. Because I mean, I like me personally. I like simplicity, one-stop shop. But then, not to sound like a hypocrite, on the other hand, I'm like, dude, competition is good. If I think the main selling point for Epic that at least that I remember Epic mentioning is, oh well, we take less of a cut, so that developers can get more money for their games. I think that was one of the main things that they keep mentioning before launching. And but honestly, dude, now in PC gaming, I don't know. I don't like when you have to go to Origin to play Apex and whatever other EA titles.
But think about this. Okay, so remember back in the day, everybody had cable, right? Then the internet came out, and the internet was free and full of no ads, any of that kind of stuff. And then we started to get services like Roku where they have their own apps, and now it seems like if you want to watch something, you have Netflix now, and they have their own content. You have Amazon, and
That's
each
true.
one of these things is like $10 a month, right? And that stuff starts adding up, and you might like get Hulu or something for like one show that you like, right? So now you have to pay $10 for that. I kind of see the gaming industry kind of turning to that type of thing, It's
Yeah.
like Xbox right now, you still have to pay a membership for. PlayStation, you still have to pay a membership for. Thankfully, we don't have to do that on PC. But who knows? That could be a thing.
Yet, says Jaeger.
Yes.
Why, Jaeger? Why
Dude,
would you
I'm
say
over
such
here-
a thing?
I'm always over here trying to buy PC parts. Okay.
Yeah, good point. You're like you and Kilacronda, you're like the offer queens, not kings, queens.
Queens.
Yeah, for sure.
That's kind of interesting how that conversation goes down with the PC gaming thing. That's definitely a thing right now with PC gaming, is the whole yeah, there's a million ways. Everybody, even like Warframe, we play. They have their own launcher, Origin, Epic, Steam. Everybody's kind of wanting you to. They don't want anybody taking that cut. So you have, you have one to do their own thing. So that's interesting.
Now, if it was open, like Gears is like you can play with Xbox and PC all at the same time, that would be perfectly fine. But for example, games like Warframe, I can't play with the guys playing on PlayStation or on Switch, and stuff like that. And so, my friends may have the same game, but they got it over here on this platform, and I got it over here on this platform, and they don't talk to one another, and that kind of sucks.
It's a good point. It's a good
Not
point.
to go back to Xbox, but that's the one thing that I really give them multiple thumbs up, dude. The way that they do their whole cross-platform, and again, I really believe that all they're trying to do, again, it's a business at the end of the day. The more they can spread it throughout, the better for them. And again, I really appreciate that I can crossplay if you're playing on the Xbox while I'm on PC.
Damn, Bacon. Xbox fanboy, why don't you send them some chocolates, bro? Send them some chocolates, especially chocolates we were talking about earlier.
Where's Phil
Chocolate
Spencer?
buttholes.
Phil might like those.
Send
So
him an asshole.
would you invest in a PlayStation 5, Bacon?
Yeah, he
If
would.
No.
if Xbox didn't,
See, I'm not so much of a single player. I mean, I'll play single players, but I'm more of a player.
right?
So
you're all about
It's a good
Gears.
choice. I mean, I like my Gears. I like Halo. I just like games where we can play together.
Mhm.
Genital jousting flip. Shout out.
Holla.
So, I'm not against buying a PlayStation. I just never bought a PlayStation. So
What
I
if it
guess I am a
came
little
with a
biased.
free copy of Overcooked?
You've never had a PlayStation?
Sold. Actually, I take that back. I did own a PlayStation. Never mind. I own the PlayStation 1 too. Now that I think about it.
I still have my original PlayStation 1. Still have it. It's in the garage.
Nice.
I know.
All right. Well, I'll take the heat off you, Bacon, right now because I want to switch the subject. Anyways, I wanted to talk about
I
VR
appreciate that.
podcast.
Nice.
And the reason I wanted to talk about it is because me and you tried it at Phoenix Fan Fusion, aka Phoenix Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what did you think when you? Who else has tried it? I'm curious.
I've tried it. I've played a couple
Mighty's
games.
tried it.
Molly's tried it.
I
Anyone
have
else?
not.
I didn't want to wait in line at all.
I know, you fucker. It was like a 4-minute line. You guys are like, we're
Nah,
out.
we're
Dude,
out.
I thought it was longer
We're
than
out.
that.
Yeah, it seemed longer.
Wasn't there like a guy just standing there randomly, like
There was
trying
like
to fill
3
space?
people just standing there. I think one of them
Wait.
touched Moment.
Does the Xbox
He did.
Connect count as a VR? Because I was all up on that.
I still have my
Absolutely
Kinect.
not.
Don't you know?
Well, Moment, let me tell you about my
I have one of
experience
those
with
VRs
PlayStation
from a cell
VR.
phone.
Okay, well that's a VR. So
Did you
yeah,
get it at
It's
Ross?
Not the same experience as VR.
No, I got it with my phone when I
like-
got it.
Oh, okay.
With the Oculus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Dude,
it.
I was walking around like some dinosaur land. Watching
Yeah.
dinosaurs.
The one I played on was HTC Vibe.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Isn't that the top dog, like the top of the line VR headset?
It's that and what's the other one?
The Facebook one, right?
Is it the Facebook one? I forgot the name of the other one. It's fleeing my brain. at
The
moment, so-
Oculus
Rift.
Oculus Rift, yeah.
Yeah,
I think Facebook bought that.
those
if
are
I'm
the,
not
yeah, those
mistaken.
I think those are the two main ones. There's obviously a lot of third-party ones, and then you have the Sony PlayStation one, which is good. And I want to talk about VR going back to E3 because I personally think that Xbox has been eyeing VR, and I think PlayStation's doing not too bad as far as their headsets go. So we might see something like that this year. I don't know.
See, I don't think it's that streamlined yet. For I don't know. I mean, I
How
hope
good
they
is it,
do, but I don't.
How good is it?
Well, sell me on it, Moment. How do you like it?
Oh, dude. I mean, when I first tried it, I would tell you take your monitors and your shit and just throw it away and just get a VR. But after I've spent some time with it, like it has its place and it's a ton of fun, man. But it doesn't replace like having a PC with a monitor and stuff like that. And the reason is why, to me, like you could, and maybe it's just me because I'm old, but you can only play for so long, dude. Fuck.
Right.
Well, in
Yeah.
Moment,
And
so
shit.
when so two things. First, was the Comic-Con place, was that your first experience with VR? Or
That was my first VR experience.
Oh, wow.
Other than the Ross headset with your mobile phone shoved into it.
so it really hit home for you. Well, So when I tried it there with you, I didn't really know what to expect, to be honest. I just remember me hearing and reading and listening about this whole motion sickness and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I did not experience that at all. I think we were playing. It was a Saber game. What's the name of the game, dude?
Beat Saber.
Beat Saber.
Beat
yeah.
Saber. That was it. So it's kind of like again, like one of those Guitar Heroes. It's a beat game, really, that you swing away as the blocks are coming your way. And dude, it was actually really fun. And I mean, we only played for like a couple of minutes. I think the song, some EDM song or whatever it was. And the controls are very fluid. You have two little, you hold a control each on each hand, if I'm not mistaken, and then you just put the goggles on and you go at it. The whole world is open. You can kind of see top down, left, right, and as the blocks approach you, you just swing up or down. I think each block had a little direction, and that's how you had to swing. If the little arrow was up, you had to swing up or down, etc. But dude, it's fluid. It felt good. It very responsive. I mean, it's a solid piece of hardware, man.
So I'm gonna get a little technical here. So the motion sickness stuff doesn't kick in until you play a lot more. And so the big push for VR and in the direction that they're moving, which has been good, is to obviously get higher frame rates. Because I think the PlayStation 1 is still at about 30 frames per second.
That headset is 120 hertz headset.
Is it 120 hertz headset?
Yeah, believe it or not, that's one of the things because after we
It felt
left
good,
there, I was like, dude, that thing was badass, that PlayStation VR. I did a little research and it actually, it's 120 hertz set. And man, it for the hardware that it's running off of and the price point that they have it at, it's a really good headset, man. Yeah. I think the motion sickness is I think it's just part of virtual reality and getting used to moving.
I heard it had
around
to
the
do
wo-
something with the steady frames, because if you have fluctuating frames while you're playing VR, that's what causes the motion sickness, and that's the hard part. Because you think about it, they have to render a scene, which you would normally do on a regular computer just once,
Sure.
twice, one for each eye, and
Yeah.
those have to be seamless. And like I said, they have varying rates. So I've heard it's better on the PC version, so the Vive and the HTC. But I mean, it sounds like PlayStation's kind of up the software. Maybe, I don't know.
Dude,
Oh,
if the
wow.
PC versions of this is better than PlayStation 1, dude, I would be super impressed. Again, you guys keep telling me I'm the Xbox fanboy here, but I'm gonna give Sony some. that headset, dude, that whole setup, I thought it was super fluid. It felt good. I was not motion sickness. I didn't get motion sickness at all. And I
that
was
the only
actually
game you guys
impressed.
played?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and again, this was only a 3-minute experience with
Okay.
again a music game.
Right.
But dude, it was pretty badass, man.
I just want to try that virtual reality chat room, the one where you can be any character.
Steam
People love
Steam
that, man.
VR, I think is
Yeah,
what it's
yeah.
called. Yeah. And you could choose like any character you want. So you could be like Spider-Man, or you could be like sexy anime character, or Sonic the Hedgehog, and they're all like in one room and they're talking crap to one another. I've seen a few videos about it.
Flip is going for that pale chick. I already know.
Holler.
Flip is going full nerd with the
Please,
VR.
I'm
chat
gonna be
room.
Guts from Berserk. Get it right, or a hippo. I'd be
Well,
a
Moment, I'm
hippo.
glad you liked it, dude. I mean, obviously you did. You picked it up. And what other games do you have?
Yeah, so Super Hot is, I don't know if you guys have played that on PC.
Yeah,
I saw
Very
the trailer.
fun game, man.
Yeah.
In virtual reality, that game is the shit. I mean, if you haven't played it, the way it works is time only moves when you move, and you have guys attacking you from all angles, and you're karate chopping them in the nuts and taking their guns from them and shooting them in the head. It's amazing in VR, dude.
That's the Matrix-ish kind of game, right?
yeah,
I saw the
exactly.
trailer on it. It looked really cool, dude, actually. Like all the slow-mo moves and all that.
Yup. And the other one I got was Farpoint. It's kind of an older VR game, but it's from 2017, and it's a sci-fi shooter, full on, 3D. Look behind you, look up, look down. First person perspective.
What if
and
that- I wonder if they have the Rick and Morty one. You would probably like that one.
Oh, dude,
Huh.
love Rick and Morty.
Well, curious what the guys that haven't tried VR, would
yeah, I'm gonna have
any
to
of
go
this
over
make
and
you-
play it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Moment
come
is.
try it. We won't talk about it too much in this episode, but I just wanted to start the conversation. I think I guess I've known about VR for a while, but now that
Right.
I have a few games and I've actually played it, it actually exceeds my expectations a lot, man. It's
Oh,
fucking
Do
we're
your
all
kids
going
play
over
it?
to your house, bro.
yeah, the kids they'll play it.
Sleepover.
They do the Beat Saber.
Holla.
And then there's a game called Astro Rescue Bots, I think it is, that game's amazing too, man. Like it's a Mario Brothers type game, but you're just sitting in the middle of the world and everything's 3D. It's really hard to explain, man, and you have to try it. So
You should
go
you
ahead.
should buy Resident Evil.
Oh, fuck.
Biohazard.
Yeah, I saw
Dude.
that.
Oh.
Yeah.
You should buy that so
Dude.
we can all play.
So yeah, maybe that seems scary as shit.
Just have
They-
us over one by one.
Dude, that
bro.
game
And
was
on
scary,
VR?
bro. On X, when I played it, it was scary.
I've seen Let's Plays online with the Resident Evil, dude. Yeah,
Dude, we gotta try it
I would
out.
be scared. To
I
play
would
that
be
game.
so down to do that.
Let's do it.
All
Bacon
right,
may
maybe I'll
start
pick that
drinking
one
after
up
that.
and we could play it and record it or something like that. That'd be cool.
Oh boy, let's do it.
So, all right, we'll get everybody over to my house. We'll get everybody to play so we can have a little more in-depth conversation once everybody's tried it. But how about moving on to
Dun, dun,
running
dun,
out of time? We were going to talk about podcast equipment and drivers. I think we'll talk about that next week, maybe. But just to close it out, how about random question of the week? If you could remake any movie, what would it be?
Oh hell yeah! I got 3 right off the bat.
Well, you only get one, sir.
Let's go.
Damn it! The
Number
Fly.
one. Everybody, go.
The Fly.
Ooh, good one.
You would remake The Fly?
I mean,
Hey,
that's
no
not-
questions. No
that's a-
questions.
Okay.
No
okay,
questions.
My bad. My bad.
Oh, how about one question? Everybody gets a
All right.
question. Yeah, because I want to
I
know
got a
why.
question. Why? Why?
Because that's
That's what I wanna
one
Jeff
of
Goldblum, man. Come
um,
on.
that's one of the few movies that's scarred me for life.
Never
Good
seen it.
answer. Good answer.
And
Scarred you in what way?
that fingernail scene in the bathroom. Yeah. There's not a lot that freaks me out.
Is this a horror movie?
No.
I don't know what The Fly is. It's like a. Actually, I don't know.
It's like a thriller horror.
Yeah.
It's
Stop.
Jeff Goldblum.
When
Jeff
did it come
Goldblum
out?
at his finest.
Like,
80s.
it's older than you. It's
Oh,
older than
okay.
you.
That's why I didn't watch it.
It came out in '86.
All
Hmm.
right. So, how about you, Killer?
Like, I wouldn't
Boom.
oh,
Go ahead, Jaeger.
I wouldn't remaster the movie, but I just want to get a new Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
fucking awesome.
Have you seen the YouTube ones that they made?
Yes, dude.
Those ones look bad.
They're making
did a good
new
job.
one.
Yeah. Those would be dope.
They're making a
Um,
Mortal Kombat movie. Just
Are
saying.
they?
Yep.
There you go,
It's
Jaeger.
like 2020, 2021, somewhere around there.
I'll be dead by then.
Oh yeah, guaranteed.
So one movie I want them to remake would be Spawn.
Ooh,
Yes.
Oh,
Good one.
that's-
Spawn would be a
nice.
good movie.
with Michael playing the same character. Isn't that the guy's name?
How old is he
Yeah,
now?
dude. He definitely could. He's still like ripped and shit, man. That
Yeah,
guy's
he
badass.
could just play like an older, badass looking dude.
Right.
I gave this one a little bit of a thought to it. And have you guys seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Oh,
course.
that was the first movie that scarred me. Speaking of movies, that-
That's the one. And I wouldn't say a remake of it because I didn't like the first one, but I would like to see what the modern take on it would be.
yeah.
So, you know.
I was at my babysitter's house, dude, and I should not have been watching that movie.
Oh,
They put that
wow.
shit on. Fuck me up.
There's a bathroom scene where I believe it's a tongue stretching a little more than what a tongue should be stretching from one of these clowns. I'll leave it
By
at
the
that.
way, I tried to rewatch that movie. Bacon doesn't hold
Rough. No,
Yeah, no,
the
it doesn't
CG doesn't hold up. Oh, man.
It's just funny now.
Claymation. Oh, boy.
How about you, Almighty?
Besides the Star Wars movies, since I can't name more than one, I'm just throwing that out there. The recent ones, not the old ones. Dragon Ball Z, the movie.
Okay.
There's a Dragon Ball Z movie?
It was absolutely the worst movie of all time.
Oh, it's an anime movie.
No. Live
No,
action.
it's like a live action.
What?
You know the
Really?
chick from what you call it? That Showtime show. Gosh, I can't even think of the name of it right now.
Flip, shut up. I'm sorry, Almighty.
Oh, jeez. You just posted a picture in our Discord of the killer.
Shut the hell up. I'm sorry, Almighty. Continue.
No, it's
I'm sorry,
cool.
Almighty. Dragon
No,
Ball
no.
Z.
Dragon Ball Z, worst movie of all time. That needs a remake. It could be so much better.
Jamie Chung, is that who you're thinking, or Emmy Rossum from?
Yeah, her. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was in it. Yeah, actually, her and that other guy.
I didn't even know that came out. Honestly,
Yeah, dude, it was that bad. When I saw it, I was like, oh yay, finally a live action Dragon Ball Z movie.
oh, do they have guns in it?
Oh, it's so bad. So bad.
Oh, I'm out.
Don't even attempt it.
Sorry.
Did we miss
Moment, did
anybody?
you-
Yeah,
Moment?
Moment.
Oh, yeah. So my pick was Ready Player One. I would. It's not that I didn't like the. I
Oh.
liked the movie. I thought the movie was good, but the book, man.
Yeah,
if they
the
made the
book
book
is-
like too.
So basically, remake it with no rules, none of the
Just
copyright shit.
Just remake it exactly like the book
Yep.
is. That
It-
would be.
Is
epic.
that why it didn't happen in the movie because of all
Yeah.
the copyright stuff?
Yep.
I mean, because they got quite a bit of stuff in there, dude. But yeah, I agree. The book, man. Oh my god, dude.
Can you imagine that? So that's mine. It would just
No,
be
no joke, Moment. That was one of the movies that I had
Yeah.
listed too.
I
nice.
read it at third grade level, so I didn't read the book.
You can listen to it, bro.
Yeah,
Audiobook, brother. I'll get you a
That's-
copy.
that's what I did. Dude, that shit was
As
dope.
Bacon says, it's a great time to be alive.
Oh my
It
god, dude.
is.
Did Diego
All right,
go?
guys, that's all I got for this week. Or you
Yeah.
guys got anything else?
We gotta plug the channels. Can I do that real fast?
Yeah, go.
for it.
All right. So as you guys know, we're just starting the podcast. We're trying to build up our community, and so we have several social media platforms that you can go to either contact us, ask us questions, see content, that kind of thing. First one's Twitter. You can reach us on Twitter at The Digital Core. We're actually on Facebook right now, but it's kind of slow going on the Facebook game, so that'll hopefully get better over time. Facebook at Digital Core Gaming. Instagram, we are at The Digital Core. You can see like just random pictures that we throw up of the group and whatever we're doing. And then we have a YouTube channel called Digital Core Gaming. And so you guys can check out some of our old videos there. Hopefully we're gonna start uploading maybe random vlogs or hangouts. Don't expect professional quality, but you can probably be guaranteed to laugh. So go check those out.
Yes, sir.
Support the podcast if you're hearing this, and you can give us a rating. We definitely appreciate it. And again, that's it for that.
Cool.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on the next episode. Have a great week.
Have a
All right,
good
Take care,
bye.
everyone.
Later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Peace.